Check it out. It's got one light that works. That's it. All right. Well, I guess we do kind of have an answer-ish. Actually, just gonna do a quick bit of science to catch you up. Of course, previously cleaned up the alternator contacts to make sure it would properly conduct electricity, I guess. Ugh. Got myself a new toy. It's loud. Oh my god, this ultrasonic cleaner is loud, but that the ultrasonic cleaner is just a little bit louder than the original gas cap. Looks a lot better, a lot less rusty. Went ahead and threw the keys in there. Real bummer though, because the keychain that was on it, the thing was of course stuck out there for who knows how many years, just out in the elements. But Cheeks Wholesale Grocery out in Atkins, Arkansas. Can't tell if the lighting on that is a trick of the camera or if it's because of the LED light fixture there, but meh. But it was just kind of cool to have the old-timey, previous owner keychain on there from who knows how long, but it was already destroyed, and it, even with a little bit of water added to it, or I guess it was technically evaporust, it just didn't last. So let me lean over here, see if, well, the fact that it turns over like that tells me something, honestly. I think the alternator is kind of working. I'm trying to figure out what magic this thing uses to decide when to turn on the dash light. Couple of pumps for good luck. So the engine has to be running for that light to work. Okay. For science, yes, the alternator does appear to work now. The challenge here, though, I wish I'd been able to get a video of this, but, this guy only has so many hands. The conundrum I face right now really is just due to a lack of understanding on some of this older stuff, but my meter here, it's not a fluke, it's not the most expensive thing, but I mean it has all the basic settings, and when I put it on the 20 volt DC setting, trying to get voltage, back just for additional science. I only have so many hands. Hang on. Alright, it's nighttime, so the trickle charger isn't doing anything. So right now, the battery is reading a solid 12.4 volts. And I've got it right at the posts on this battery. So that's what you expect, is to have a good solid 12 plus volts at the battery. That's the indication of a healthy battery. In this thing's case, when it's running and you have the meter on the two terminals of the battery, what you get is wild variation in voltage. It goes from 3 to 5 to 12 to 9 to 3 to 13 to 12 to 9. So does that mean the voltage regulator is junk? Or does that mean I've got some serious noise on the lines somewhere? Because, this isn't exactly, solid electricals here. I need to get some corrosion cleaned up off of that. I need to clean the contact on the ground down there. I should have I should have done that while I had that alternator off, because it wasn't difficult to get off, but it wasn't easy. It's just a little bit of work. Oh, I'm so ADD, but that's super interesting to note is that this special alternator bracket is actually held on right there at the starter. I thought it was off the bell housing, but no, it's off the starter. That's good to know, just for reasons later. Now, one day later, we're wondering if it will start again. This is basically, it's nighttime, it's basically 24 hours later. So, we're just gonna once more get the trickle charger stuff out of the way, hook it up, because the trickle charger has been on here all day. So if in fact this trickle charger is malfunctioning and causing a drain on this battery, like we theorized, this sucker should not start. Ah, that's right. The keys actually got a bit of a soak in evapor rust. Get all the corrosion and junk off. So, let's see. Yeah, there's gonna be some really great camera skills on this one. I hate that I put the Jeep so close to the wall. It's not an ideal setup here in the garage, but a couple pumps, pull the choke. Let's see if it just fires right up. And it fires right up. No hesitation. Battery seems charged. Sounded funky up here, but that's probably just intake stuff not being quite right. So that's possibly 2 questions answered. I do not believe this trickle charger is problematic. I think all of the problems that we had were based on the alternator just being all rusty and stuff. The next major thing we want to tackle on this is going to be electrical. Dad definitely wants to find out what is going on here. This is it's not ideal. We've had, oh hey, it's light because it's nighttime. We've had a few rodents come through and chew stuff up. Got a bunch of corrosion, a bunch of electrical tape, new stuff, old stuff. Is it red or blue? I don't know. Finally, we've got it starting just fine. I think we've got the electrical parts mostly sorted, but we got to diagram this thing out, find out what goes where. Like it took a while to figure out that this was actually supposed to go to the fuel sending unit, but I think the gauge was a 6 volt and not a 12 volt because that does absolutely nothing. I believe this is for the headlights on off, but one of the wires is off of it right now. So, I mean, this guy could be for the instrument cluster and for the headlights. I don't know. What is this? It's a button. What does it do? What is its purpose? I don't think that's factory. Is that a spare horn button? It's kind of the same as the horn button, which doesn't work because I took the horn out because that wasn't original. So many unknowns. And of course the tail lights, toast. Headlights, nothing. So we need to figure out wiring. Yeesh. It already smells like really rich exhaust in here just from running for a couple seconds. Next major thing though, it's got to be, as I've been trying to get around to for the past, how many videos? What is this? 22? Episode 22? And I still haven't gotten... Okay, the wheels are loose. All the lug nuts are loose. And for reasons unknown, these 3, the driver... passenger front, passenger rear, and driver rear, they all have standard right-hand threads, but the driver front for some reason has left-hand threads. Now I know they were done that way, left on one side, or left threads on one side, right threads on the other side for, I think centrifugal force could unscrew your lug nuts back in the day or something like that. I really want to get just all of them standard, no guesswork. If I got to take it to a shop for some reason, I, get the wrong type of guy, tell them, hey, they're left-hand threads, lefty-tighty, righty-loosey, and they put the impact on it and bzzzt, stripped. I don't want to get into that. So make it standard and boring. Maybe retighten them every few thousand miles of driving, whatever. Anyways, by the way, guys, I ramble a lot in case you haven't noticed. And sometimes I ramble and mumble incoherently. To that end, just as a reminder to anyone who happens to run across these videos, I do put captions on all videos. The YouTube ones are auto-generated and not right in most cases. They're about 80% accurate, except they have 0 punctuation. So I do take the time to edit those and make them correct, add a little bit of explanation to them where necessary, but it's somewhat for my benefit because sometimes I can barely understand what I'm saying. I'm talking so fast. But also, someone in the deaf community might find them useful someday. And some people just like to have the captions there at the bottom while they're watching, even though they can hear just fine. So it's an option. It's there. But yes, very soon, the time is coming. All of the lug nuts are loose on all 4 tires. The passenger front has been off already. All 4 of them can come off. Then we got to figure out how to get the drums pulled, clean those up so we can swap out the wheel cylinders. I got to do the hard lines on the back at least. The brake lines are just meh. It's what people keep telling me on this thing on the CJ2A forum. If you're going to do this, do it right from the start, and you won't have to worry about it later. And I really need to keep that in mind, figure out my priorities on this thing, and do it right from the start. That's about it for this one. It's late. I had to wait 24 hours to make sure the alternator did its thing and wasn't being drained by that trickle charger. It's time to get these poor old destroyed tires off. Because I mean, damn. I'm split, guys. I like that tread pattern, the old school mud and snow tire. I know they make modern reproductions, but I like the NDTs. The trailer has NDTs, but there's just something about that tread pattern. I kind of like it. I might have to get 2 sets for this thing, but I guess technically those are supposed to be NDCCs, but the shoulder looks kind of square, so maybe we got the wrong ones. Anyways, brakes. Very soon. Maybe episode 23, I'll start in on that, and we'll get some answers. Thanks for dealing with my rambling. It's kind of my way of talking through the problem and understanding it myself sometimes. So I know that it can get kind of annoying, but thanks for bearing with me. And I'll see you next video. Oh, and while I'm walking by, yay, I'm finally going to get the oil change done. I'll get that exhaust manifold in if they'll send it to me. Shift boot. That's like a finishing detail. Other little things. Yay parts. Didn't I say the video was over? Why am I still recording? The original gas cap. Soaked in evaporust in this guy, the ultrasonic cleaner. Cleaned up really well. I'm seriously thinking about taking the gasket off that new one, because I'm not happy with that new one. It looks pretty good. Got the nice sticker on it. But if you compare the weight of this one, this is, I assume, original. Feels pretty dang solid. This guy, it just feels light and kind of cheap. And the gasket didn't even stay on there as well as it should have. So I may have just gotten this one. Actually, yeah, the gasket's just falling right off. I may have gotten this one just for a gasket to put on the old one. So, yeah. But yeah, went overboard with the ultrasonic cleaner. Got those all rust free. Here's all the passenger fender hardware. I mean, there's a bit of flash rust on there from being clean and dry, but I might be able to put this thing back on if I can find out which one that came from. Yay.